Welcome. Today's podcast is sponsored by, what's your business called again?
I'm sponsoring this?
Yeah, you're sponsoring it with your presence.
Okay.
You don't have to give me money, I promise.
It's Ricky's Welding.
Ricky's Welding.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the name from?
It's a nickname that my baby cousin gave me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Ricky.
there's a kids show. It's called Ricky Zoom. I don't know if you've heard it. It's kind of
No.
like it's like Cars, where like the vehicles have like eyes, but there's no riders on them, and like I guess one of the main characters a blue dirt bike.
Is Ricky?
And I would always give him rides on my dirt bike.
Dirt bike.
Yeah, and it's a blue dirt bike, and so for the longest time he just called me Ricky.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, nobody knew why. It was just he's Ricky,
Dang.
and
That's fun.
I think I told you like with Sheldon where he was like, "Is that Clayton?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is that Ricky?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Is that Richard?" He's like, "No." Like he knew. And then one day his mom was just sitting there watching cartoons with him, and it clicked with her, and that's where it came from.
How old was he at the time?
Oh shoot, I want to say he was like 2 or 3.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah,
special.
he was
And you guys
young.
are tight, right? Like all you and your family,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. I'm probably not over there as much as I should, but
I feel it. I feel it.
yeah.
All my family lives like in different places except for my brother. Like every year I'm like guilty. I'm like, oh, I need to
Is
get
he
up
here?
there. Ian?
In Phoenix?
Yeah, Ian's in Tempe
Oh, okay.
area. And then one of my sisters is in Utah. The other one that doesn't talk to us might be in California or Oregon coast. We actually went, I don't know if I said this on the podcast before, but we actually went when I went and proposed to Allie over in Oregon. And we went and looked at a potential address that my sister Emily might be at. We staked it out and we were like, we stayed there for like
creeping.
15 minutes. It was probably some random person's home. And then I was like, after 15, I was like, nah, we should go. This is weird.
Yeah. Didn't they like legalize everything there, or decriminalize all the drugs there in Oregon, or what state?
I don't know
was that?
all the drugs, but probably a lot of the drugs.
I gotcha. So I was thinking, like, man, when they're seeing you look at them and they're tweaking inside, and they're just like, what are they doing?
Probably they're just like
they're just hiding
partial
at the edge of the windowsill, looking at you. Oh, you moved.
Right. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about first of all is kind of your journey, because when I first met you. So first of all, I'm going to tell the audience how I met you. And then I want to hear a little bit more about like your whole journey and stuff. But so I think we were just looking for a welder, obviously, to build some stuff. And Jeffrey, who's Allie's dad, recommended or talked to Sheldon, and Sheldon knew you. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked.
Yeah.
And then he's been our guy for forever for every project, and he's done a phenomenal job. Rave about him if he has a Google. Do you have a Google review set yet?
No, I got a Facebook, and that's about it.
Did I leave a review yet on Facebook?
I don't know.
I gotta go do that.
Yeah,
If I don't, I'm gonna do that.
I'm barely on it myself.
Right. No, I get that. I don't like Facebook anyways for business stuff. I just like link it to Instagram, and so it dual posts every time because I just hate doing it. But yeah, he's the man. If you ever want welding stuff, projects, and we'll talk about the other stuff he's doing. But I do want to know, so how, like you have a crazy story. I would love to start at the beginning of your story. And like, mainly you're like, what story?
I know, which part?
Right. Well, what you talked to me about before was like your time in the oil business, right? Doing pipes and stuff. And then there's cool, interesting things before that, but kind of like where you were before and then how you came to end up doing your own business and stuff like that.
I see. Yeah. So I guess starting was I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I bounced around a lot, like especially growing up, like they were like, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. You got to go to college, And I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. in high school I did fire science, so I loved the firefighting aspect of things, but wasn't sure about money wise and stuff, but I actually thought it was noble and fun.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't sure. My stepfather had mentioned like, well, you should do nursing,
Right.
instead of fire science, so you had a fallback.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. And so I first semester of college, I wanted to do fire science, but I went into nursing. I went into my first nursing class.
No
I was
way.
the only dude in there. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the girls are good looking, but like in the first class, I was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah,
this is not for me.
Because you like hanging out with dudes. Yeah, we know it.
Got him. Caught me slipping like a transmission on a banana peel. Darn it.
You can come out now. Come out of that closet.
Yeah. Well, it started in nursing.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh, man.
No. So after that very first class, I went to the professor. I was like, just so you know, I'm dropping this class.
Yeah,
Like, it's not for me. And then I went to diesel tech because I loved working on diesel trucks, and and I got to looking at that, and I was like, man, I'm not sure if I want to do that either. And then last semester I went for philosophy, and then got out of that. And then
how long were you in for philosophy?
Just one semester each. Okay. So I only
months.
did like a year and a half, and it was all scattered.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 semesters I did simultaneously, and then in the summer, that's how. Or wait. No. I apologize. I did the first semester, which was nursing, dropped out, and then went to the oil field. Then came back for 2 semesters.
Gotcha.
And then went back to the oil field. It was a little back and forth, especially summertime. Before that, I went and worked, so it was kind of nice.
Because you're like earning money and then going to college, right?
Yeah.
And then earning money.
Okay, so gotcha. I paid my student debt off as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's smart.
So,
and how long were you in the oil field between the semesters? Was it just during the summer, or was it like a couple years?
So especially like after the nursing one, like I like flat out dropped out.
Yeah.
So at the time, the girl I was dating her pretty much all the way through high school. Her father was a welder, and so he had a buddy, the guy who taught me how to weld. Was his helper. So I went in the oil industry about November, October time.
Okay.
And then worked through that winter all the way up to the summertime, and then came back and then went back to school. And then didn't work out, so I didn't know anything else, and it was hard to replace the money, which I'm sure a lot of people struggle with. Like, how do you find the time to learn something new and replace money?
Pay for it. Yeah.
And so I went back. The thing was in college I didn't learn too much. I partied most of the time, So you want to know something funny though?
Yep.
Like out of the classes I did like complete through semesters, there's only one I failed, and I failed it twice.
What class?
PE.
No.
I'm
PE?
dead serious.
They have that as a course?
Yeah, you had to
in
have
college?
one. Yeah, it was you had to have one physical
Course.
credit.
So any physical credit.
Yeah, and what it was
Gotcha.
it was like a job.
Fat
You had to
fuck.
clock in. You man cow.
Welcome to the roast.
Yeah, get out of here, Tubby.
Clayton.
But
so you had to clock in?
Yeah, you had to like clock in. It was a max 30 minutes or max an hour and a half, minimum 30 minutes a day, and all you had to do is improve by a pound, and you had to have 30 hours by the end of the semester. It was the easiest class. That's why I chose it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd study, do my homework, and in the townhouse we had, it was bumping upstairs because we were throwing parties like every night. So I was like, I'll go tomorrow. So I did my homework and then went and partied. And I never went. And then by the end of the semester, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to make my time, so I better drop it. So
that's funny. Then you did that twice.
Twice. Both semesters, the diesel.
So I don't get though the PE class thing. So what was the whole thing about the pound?
You just had to increase by 1 pound on your maxes. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
So you had to like do
on
a
your
max.
lifts.
Yeah, and then by the end of the semester, you had to
One
by
pound?
1 pound. Yeah, I failed.
Ow!
Dude. So at the time, my
terrible.
address was still set to my parents' house, and
Yeah.
so like my
Card
report cards
stuff.
would go
Yeah.
there,
And you're like,
and so my mom would open it,
what?
and she's like, "Are you serious, Clayton?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You failed PE," and I was like, "You're not supposed to open mail."
That's a federal offense.
It's-
That's
she was
hilarious.
pissed, but I didn't care at that time.
Yeah.
I was pretty rebellious. And at that time, I wasn't with the girl anymore. I found out like there was cheating and stuff, so
Yeah.
like I was also kind of going
You're just like,
crazy because of that.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't want to date or nothing. Um, but
Do you guys still have a good relationship now? Your parents and you?
oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah, we do. Yeah, I'd say it's probably better than what it used to be.
Nice. Well, that's
So
good. I think that's the natural flow of things. The how many siblings do you have again?
one or two.
Nice.
So one growing up was my sister. Like we grew up together. We've been through everything together, and we're super close. And then I have a half brother now, who just turned 10, and he's in New Mexico.
No.
And so same father, different mom.
Yeah.
And he's interesting because he's autistic. So
He's fun.
yeah, his mind isn't the same.
Yeah.
Like for example, like if you're like outside and you see like the hills and mountains over there,
Yeah.
to him he's like, let's just go jump those on the bicycle. Like he doesn't understand
Yes.
depth
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
Like he's like,
Interesting.
yeah. So he's funny with some of his thoughts. You
Yeah.
know?
It can be interesting, having that kind of company.
Yeah,
fun.
it's
a lot.
and
It's a lot of work.
Full-time job for my dad.
Mhm. But let's go. Anyway, sorry, going back to your story. So then
Yeah.
failed PE, went back to oil field.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't figure out what I want to do. And
Yeah.
you know, another thing is like
What state was this in?
Wyoming, and then the oil field was between Colorado and Wyoming, and some other northern states for like a week. You know, if there's a cutout or something. But
Right. And a cutout is just a project where you cut it out and replace it.
yeah, essentially, like they dig it up because they did a test or sent a pig, which is like a pipe inspection deal, and
Tell me more. A pig?
yeah, we'll kick them out squealing. No, but
Interesting.
yeah, so they shut the oil down and then you plug it, cut it, put in a new piece, and you sleeve over it. It's a process. And
So you traveled around a bit. How many years? So then after college, how many years were you in there?
I
Or
don't know
months?
like the exact because I was so on and off, but I did it till, you know, I want to say I was like 22, so it wasn't that long,
Okay.
you know, but you know,
So wait,
like
from when to
3,
22? 3?
yeah, 18. So
Yeah. You're right. A couple years.
yeah,
few
so
years.
just a few years, you know.
Interesting.
You know, but I had a really good teacher, which was Corey, you know.
Which was your ex's dad's friend.
Yes, exactly. So
So you got a good mentor, and he brought you around and showed you the ropes and stuff for free, right?
well, I
did you have
got
to-
paid to learn, you know, by being his helper. So,
nice.
you know, and he would let me practice with his welder on lunch breaks and stuff. And so it was
It's a good
fun.
setup, yeah.
Yeah.
To
But,
learn.
you know,
Challenging.
well, yeah, it was good. But one thing I learned is I was still like learning about myself.
Mm.
I was a very confused young adult, and I wanted a
Sorry.
party.
Right.
Yeah. So you
Confused.
confused. Yeah.
Anyway, so you wanted to party.
Yeah, I just wanted to go have fun, you know, and I felt really lost and empty, you know. And also another thing about the oil field was everyone was very godless. You know, there's very, very few people who were Christian. Like, I did notice, like, every once in a while I'd run into that one rancher welder. He, like, kind of like John Wayne, kept his head low and, like, didn't talk to no
Right.
one. He did
Just
finish
do
the
his
job
thing, go
out, and then he
home.
went back to ranching. And, you know, that was his thing, you know. And all the other guys, man, they were at strip clubs, doing drugs, doing coke, doing all kinds of stuff, and
Dang.
or just drinking on the job, you know. Like
Yeah, that's an empty
crazy
lifestyle.
stuff. Yeah.
Tell me more about that. So, like, you were feeling lost, and then you surrounded yourself with, like, just because of the money and stuff, with some of these people. So you saw the differences.
Oh,
When did you start finding that you wanted to fill that emptiness with something other than,
Well,
you know, partying stuff?
I was driving back from Greeley, Colorado, back to Casper, and which is where my parents were, my mom and stepdad and sister.
I used to go to
so,
Greeley a lot. Yeah. When I
Yeah,
was
and
younger.
So on that drive, I'll do it every weekend.
Mm.
And I remember just like, I never was like suicidal or anything, but like, for some reason the thought of dying like was like enticing because then pain goes away, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could ever like harm myself in
Right.
that sense.
But
Uh,
I think it's relatable. Well,
yeah,
everything you're saying is super relatable to people because, like, even me, it's not, yeah, we're not suicidal. We're not like
yeah,
planning it out, getting the things and everything. But the thought has definitely crossed most people's mind of just like, would it be easier type of thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what I was doing was I was driving and it was winter time and so there was like it was snowing sleet and through Douglas there's a big like DOT station. They have lights and I was looking at they have big cinder blocks at the bottom. I was like, man, if I ran into that then everything's
Oh,
gone,
about this
like
speed. Yeah.
I was like, man, I kind of, and then the thought was like of the pain going away sounded so nice and I was like, oh man,
Interesting.
that's relieving. But
So
then
was it the pain of like breakups and like
n-
not living the way you want to live?
I would say
Just
more
like
of
kind of
that, just
accumulation of
hating
stuff?
myself,
Gotcha. Yeah.
like
It was in
I
a real low. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like such a loser hanging out with losers and, like just partying and then, doing stuff I never thought I would do, like smoking weed. I tried coke once and did mushrooms
How
and
was it?
the mushrooms was fun. The coke was not. Yeah,
Yeah.
never doing that again. Thank God.
Yeah.
And, and but then I had this thought of my grandmother. My grandmother came into my head of like, imagine her, how sad she would be if I was dead. And then I realized like how selfish I was,
Mm,
and like that was just such a shitty, like selfish thought.
right.
And so then I just started crying, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I am like, I pull over because like I can't even see the road.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's knocking on the window. And I look up, I'm like, what the someone's here.
God? No.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
And
That'll be
so,
an experience.
yeah, and it was a highway patrolman.
Oh, okay.
And so I rolled the window down and
Gives you a
he's like,
ticket. Just kidding.
yeah, yeah. He's like, hey man, you doing all right? And I was like, oh yeah, I was just
I just really
going
need a
through
hug right
something,
now.
man. Yeah, I'm just going through something, trying to play it off. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. He's like, well, I just saw you, you kind of started swerving, then you pulled off the road real quick, and I was behind you, and just want to make sure everything was okay.
Dang, that's
And then he
nice.
asked me where I was going. I said, I'm going to Casper. He's like, are you going to be able to make it? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. It's like midnight at this point, too.
Oh, that's late.
Because, yeah, I wouldn't leave till I got off my shift and drive through the night.
Right.
And, after that, like, I sobered up a bit, and then I drove like another 10-20 minutes and then I got so tired from exhaustion of crying that I just pulled over and
Just
passed
slept in the
out.
car.
Yeah, and I didn't get there till like
Dang.
2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
How long is that drive again?
3
3
hours.
hours. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a commute. Yeah.
yeah. So and I didn't leave till late.
Yeah.
So
So that's the moment where you're like, I got to do something about it.
yeah, yeah. And that's when and yet I still didn't.
Okay. Right.
Like
Well,
that's when I recognized there was a
right.
problem, but still didn't change nothing. And then I kept that same crappy lifestyle till I got my DUI,
Mm.
and then
Was the DOA also kind of like a wake up?
oh yeah, I think that was God like grabbed me by my ear and like
Hey,
straightening me out,
calm
like
down. Yeah.
like hey, you gotta come to me, man. Like
Yeah.
you're doing your own selfish crap. Um, and you know, and also with Sheldon, he once called me and was like, "Hey, you want to come down here and work at a cabinet shop and help me shoot horses?" And at first, I was like, "Oh no, I don't like the money thing, So
Yeah.
I was just like, "Probably not." And I was like, oh, "Cabinets really don't interest me,
Yeah.
And but after the DUI and everything, and I remember sitting there the night before, I was staying at a friend's grandparents' house, and I was out in Cheyenne, Wyoming, working on a job there. And, I remember asking, I was like, if Sheldon called me back, I would say yes. And then literally the next morning, Sheldon called me and was like, hey, man, you want to come again? And immediately I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get me out of here. Yeah.
And
Let's
so I
do
got out
something.
of the oil field. I needed a change of life and was making way less money,
For sure.
But
That was a
started,
sacrifice. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that's a good word too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then that's how I came here 8 years ago.
Okay.
And then started working as a CNC operator at the cabinet shop. And then my cousin like worked me into the ground. It was like we would go get up early in the morning, do chores, take care of the animals, go to the cabinet shop, work from there from 4 a.m. to 2. And then after that, I would go help him shoe horses as like his helper / watch him hold the horse and stuff. And then after that, I get home, do chores, eat dinner, and pass out. Like no time for myself.
That's crazy.
And did that for a while. And I'm so blessed that he did that for me. And then eventually got out, rebelled a little bit, and then started partying again, and then got out of that. It was just back and forth, like still learning.
Yeah.
And then
super normal.
Yeah. Then I started working for Miller Fence and Barnes, and I went welding, and for a while I kind of stayed away from it because I associated it with oil field.
Interesting, yeah.
But I also had thoughts, like there was other welders, like one guy, his name was Miguel. He told me, he's like, you're like a natural welder, and like I took it for granted. I didn't care, and funny enough, there's this other kid also named Clayton. He was like, he just wants to look like a welder. He doesn't, he's not an actual welder. He's like, you're like a natural welder. And like I said, took it for granted. But then like I got thinking about things, especially like when I started working for him, I already knew how to use all the tools. It was cakewalk for me. I even went in nervous and then realized I was like the best one there.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you were a team of every project had a few people.
Yeah, it was four. So
okay.
Crew of 4 guys.
Dang, and you're just
killing
it.
Yeah, and I learned how to build barns and fence, and I did that for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then
that's a long time.
Eventually went on my own. So, and then when your job was actually my very, very, very first job.
Yeah.
You seen my setup with a 4-wheeler and a welder.
Oh yeah,
and,
I do remember that.
A lot of it was like borrowed stuff and like
so cool.
Yeah, and it was raining every time. The project took forever.
It was the wettest. Yeah, I can't believe it. It was so funny. You're like, well, I'll be back later.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm all up.
Go. Yeah. Go. Get that money. Go. Who's gonna carry the boats?
Yeah, dude. Like Motley Crue's playing in the background. Yeah. Oh gosh.
So when you came here, when did you start going to church and doing that whole thing too? Or did you always do that?
No.
Okay.
Heck no, dude. I didn't really start going on a daily basis until
weekly, daily. How often do you go?
Like weekly.
Weekly.
So, but I would say like 2 years ago was when I kind of started, but it was just like once a month or every once in a while.
As long as you can.
I feel like I need Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, man, I'm about to go back in the closet. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I'd say like 2 years ago, but then like here recently in the last couple months, like I go all the time now. Like I'd say church itself consistently for almost a year now.
Nice. Have you seen a difference in your life?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about it.
So much. Like, so I quit a lot of things. Like I quit drinking, I quit smoking, I quit energy drinks. That was a big one. Funny enough. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I still have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, so we're good. But it's crazy, like how chemically imbalanced your body can be, like from energy drinks. Like you read the chemicals in it and how much caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
And like Sheldon put it the right way: is it steals from the next day, because then you get so tired that you have to have the next one.
Yeah.
And then like when you don't have them, or if you have like a second one, you have these crashes when the high is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you want to do is sleep because your body's catch. And funny thing, like I noticed like when I quit the energy drinks, I started getting these bags under my eyes. And I was like so tired. I was like, what? Like I'm like, I quit. Like why am I getting these bags?
Right.
And like it took like a week.
Because you need sleep.
Yeah, and I slept a lot. You're exactly right, dude. And
yeah, that's what I've been hearing too, with like just the general like our club friends and stuff have gone through the same stuff where it's like I gotta quit energy drinks because there's like it's not even hitting anymore type of thing. You're just base level type of thing. You're
Yeah.
just barely surviving, and then you have a crash, and then you have a repair, and you sleep way more. Like I think it's just crazy, and it makes me feel lazy. But like 8 or 9 hours is my like I feel amazing every day, 8 or 9 hours. So I didn't get back to that. Honestly, I feel a little bit of like the coffee.
Wait, you're saying 8 or 9 of just like working, you're saying? Or
No,
like,
I'm saying 8 or 9 hours of sleep for me is the
oh,
optimal amount of sleep.
I
Um,
see.
and
Yeah.
there's days, weeks, sometimes even months where I only get like 7 or 6 or 7 hours every night, which is like should be fine for some people, but just for my specific body, I'm
Yeah.
just like you get worn so thin. And then yeah, you
Mm,
sleep into it too because it's like I got to get this work done. I just have a Red Bull. And then you're like
yeah.
5 Red Bulls deep, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, shit.
Yeah. You're like, I got so much done,
Right.
but now I'm done.
Well, then there's other people too that like are on Adderall and nicotine and caffeine and like all these other things, and it's like you're gonna have such a crash if you ever stop it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably like you need to stop
Yeah.
it, but you're
And
gonna have to wean yourself off.
the first thing I think of is like all the stuff you're gonna have to go through if you do try to quit.
Mm.
Like all of that's gonna withdraw you.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
it's
like the
gonna
nicotine.
suck.
Imagine the headaches, like,
Mm.
or whatever you gotta do. If you gotta puke or whatever you gotta do to get through it, take a week off work,
Yeah.
like to better yourself. I believe someone should do it because, like, it's crazy, like how much it changes your body and your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you go through withdrawals?
just headaches.
Yeah.
Like I
Was that
noticed.
from nicotine? Or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, or no, not nicotine, caffeine.
Caffeine.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the nicotine I actually quit a long time ago. When I referred smoking, I meant like pot.
Right,
So
right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah, yeah.
Pot.
The nicotine I quit like pretty much when I moved here.
Oh,
You
it's been a
know,
long time.
yeah, I quit cigarettes a long time ago, but then I'd still smoke pot and stuff.
Right.
Like when I'd go to the bars, like there was always someone that had like a pen
Always.
there.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
And I just twist my arm.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like,
shoot.
don't mind if I do. You know, you
Yeah,
want to go to
dude.
the beach? Let's go. You know, like that's what
Yeah.
that invitation
Got some
was to
stories, yeah, for
me.
sure.
So,
Tell you off air.
yeah.
My parents watch this podcast.
I love you, Mom.
Love your mom. Love your dad. But yeah,
But-
dude. I think yeah, we need to I think that needs I mean I think I've been seeing a trend of people wanting to just be healthier and clearer mind. And it also seems to be I hopefully it's not a trend, but people like finding religion, finding the thing that helps ground them and connect them, whether that be like for a lot of people like the last guy I had on here who does adventures for a living, right? He just
Yeah.
takes people on adventures. He's like nature is like heals a ton of people, like whether or not like he's God fearing, he does he goes to church and stuff. But like a lot of people can find that peace and solace and solitude just going out. And I'm like, man, more people need that. They need to like put the phone down and
Mhm.
scrolling. How's scrolling in your life?
I don't want
Is
to
it
talk
bad?
about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so
I
addicting.
hate it, dude.
I know.
I hate it.
You're just like
Like,
bored and you're just
yeah.
turns into 30 minutes, turns into 45,
And
turns
that,
into
yeah, they have it set up so cleverly. Like, you know, because in order to close the app, you gotta swipe up. But to go to the next video, you swipe
Swipe
up.
up.
You know, but you just gotta go a touch lower
Yeah,
to
it's
close it out.
just
And so they
so
make
easy
it.
to continue.
That's the thing is they make it easy, you know. And
Yeah.
I notice it, or like sometimes I'll go on Marketplace to buy something, and then before I know it, I'm in the reels. Or
Right.
like I go to do certain things, and then I'm in the reels.
Is it like auto plays when you see it and your eyes
Yeah.
like drawn to it and you're like, what is this? And then you're
Yeah.
like, trapped.
Yeah, you
You
know.
stole 30 minutes from my freaking life.
And that's what it is it's your eyes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
my
have you
machine.
ever read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear?
I started it. I didn't finish it.
Dude,
I need to
that's a
finish it.
good one. There's a part where he talks about there's 11 million sensory nerves in your body, and 10 million out of that 11 million is in your eyes. You know, so that's why, like at gas stations, they put stuff at the registers so you get that candy, that energy
Right
drink.
colors, yeah.
Yeah, you know, or like, for example, if you want to like learn an instrument and you have it tucked under your bed, you're never gonna
Never
play it because
mind.
you don't see it.
So
You
I
know,
put that there because
yeah,
I was like, I haven't played the ukulele in years,
yeah,
so brought it back
yeah.
out.
There you go. Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so true. The marketing, people know so much about human behavior that it's weaponized for sure
Yeah.
in everything, and it's terrible because like I I work in
You
media.
got to.
I have to for non-wedding projects. I'm like, we just did this. We just did this this product called Miss Caddy, sponsored by Miss Caddy.
What is it?
So it's like a golfing Yeti cup. So it's a misting fan that is like keeps your ice water cold, and you put it in the cup holder of your golf cart. This is a pretty cool project. I mean, product. But he asked me to come shoot some content for him and stuff. And of course, we use like the cutest girls to, you know what I'm saying? Like to display and just like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
and say,
dude.
which is fun because I get to direct and stuff. And that's what I like to do. But it's like, we're kind of I mean, we're being dirty. We're not going to put some old man like, buy a Miss Caddy. No, it's not, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and if it is an old man, he's getting the girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Yeah.
like-
No, literally.
yeah.
It's always the trope. But yeah, so I'm even guilty of perpetuating it. But
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that
You need
is.
it, but you can't like participate in it. It'll steal your brain if it's
Mhm.
too much. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
And yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah, dude, it's evil.
Yeah, dude. It's something that Allie and I, we struggle with it every day.
I
It's
believe
so
it.
bad.
Yeah. Or,
It's so easy.
you see something you want to send to a buddy, like even the stupid ones that are
Hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
You're like,
And that's it's part of it. You're like,
yeah.
but there are some good things on here. There's recipes on there. There's
Yeah.
funny stuff. And so you just like say to yourself, it's worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it for that little hit.
Yeah.
I
What
do
are
have restrictors on my phone now for like a time limit. So if I spend more than an hour on Facebook or Instagram, it'll be like, hey, your time's up. And I'll be like,
Dang.
and you have to either press like skip for the day, which is ultimately too easy. There has to be more because I do that so often that it needs to be like, show me some inspirational like quote or something,
A
and
Bible
then be
verse
like,
pops up.
are you sure?
Yeah.
And then like another one, just sign here to make sure that you really want to waste more time. And then maybe like it roasts you on the next page and be like, you are a lazy piece of shit, aren't you?
Yeah. Like that meme where like Jesus' head kind of pops in. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that. It's like as you're about to hit it, like as your thumb gets closer, he starts peeking in.
That would be hilarious. Jesus is just like, hey.
Yeah.
I saw this funny I saw a funny reel that was kind of like that where it was like some IT guy programmed a date invitation to a girl, and he sent it to the girl, and it's like, would you like to go on a date with me, yes or no, like check the box. And she goes to try and click the no, and then the no box moves. And so she's chasing around the no box, and she just can't get it. And then she clicks yes, and was like, "Oh wow, you clicked yes from your own fruition and free will. Amazing." Really clever, but so funny.
Oh man,
man.
dude.
It's good.
That is funny.
So then, okay, so back to your story. You worked with this guy, and then you're like, you know what? It's time. Good timing. We got you your first project. So how has it been since then? Building it, like, kind of talk me through what you've done so far.
It's been good. Getting the licenses and trying to do all the stuff has been interesting, and I'd say the hardest thing is help, finding good help, and then
How many people do you need to find usually for?
just
depends on the
one.
project.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like for right now, I'm so small. Like I'm essentially just like self-employed,
Yeah.
But it just like slowly keeps coming in, and then the times that I'm not working gives me time to work on stuff I need to, like mechanicking or whatever,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But help, I would would say is the biggest challenge, and they talk about it in a lot of self-help books or social media, and you know, finding good help is hard, and then it is hard to keep them, and then also like depending on their maturity, how they'll handle things. Like I had this kid who is 16, high school dropout, just that's most of my help is like, guys who struggle with stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and he did good. He was slow at learning, but he did figure it out. And I could see being older a lot of like things going on. Like, oh, I see myself in him. Like I struggled with that, or oh man, I did those things. And then also trying to be a good teacher. And then the things that they do ignore, um, where it's like, all right, how am I going to teach this? Or if they choose not to. And then with him specifically was argumentative,
Interesting. About projects or about
just doing things and stuff. Like
Mhm.
didn't take his idea because like I think he got prideful, which is something I struggle with too.
Right.
Like I'd say pride's like my biggest sin. I hate it. I hate
You
to admit
love it.
Yeah.
It's coming back. It's coming back around.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. But
yeah. Interesting. I mean, pride, we all struggle with that for sure.
Yeah.
Freaking talk to me on a set doing something. I'll be like, I appreciate the input.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my microphones. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, it was just stuff like that, and then ended up firing him for stuff like that. And then now I got this other guy. He's really good. He's actually trying to turn to God. He does a daily devotion every day. He's a felon, doesn't have a license, can't drive, so I gotta pick him up, which sucks.
Stinks, yeah.
But he's doing good. He's actually doing better than I thought. But you got, I believe, give people chances, and also, work with what you got with where I'm at. I gotta work with what I got. So I could use the help. So
yeah.
So
you can't pay probably like a crazy professional yet, or it doesn't make sense math wise.
Well, I do it based on skill level.
Skill level.
Because it's like if you can really benefit me to where we can knock stuff out faster to where I make more money, I'm going to invest in you.
Right.
So like if we're cranking jobs out quick and he's at a point where I can leave the job, trust him to do things efficiently and also with good quality to where I know confidently that he can do it, I will pay him very handsomely. Yeah. But if it's like he's still learning, doesn't know how to use every tool, doesn't know the next step, he has to come to me for it. He's not proactive, then it's like he's going to have like base pay until he can learn, So like I mentally in my head have like certain stages of raises I'll give.
Right.
And
so, is that, are you employing them or is it contracting?
Contracting.
Okay, cool.
So sweet. Yeah, so they're 1099.
Perfect.
But
it's easy.
Yeah, simple as that. Yeah. Do you totally work alone for yourself? Like you don't have to have help or?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I have crews.
You do?
Yeah, I got well, for Indian wedding, we're doing a crew of 4, which would be good. So 2 video shooters, 2 photo shooters. It just makes sense for the timeline because you have to do multiple things at the same time. Haven't been doing anything yet for like business production where I need more than just me, especially since people don't really have the budget for it. Like if you want to, like I have a buddy in production. He's like, yeah, the biggest contract I signed for production was like $24,000. I was like, that's really good. He's like, yeah, I made like $3,000 afterwards because he had a team of 11 people and had to pay all of them another time and everything. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't smart. You definitely should have paid yourself a little bit more. Save a couple grand extra for you next time. But yeah, so not yet, but I'm sure at some point I'll start getting more. I just haven't really focused on it. Yeah. My main focus has been weddings. I've done a lot of real estate, which is a one-man show, although I have editors. So thank God. I hate editing now. I used to love editing, and now I'm like, I can't. Like, I love wedding editing because it's like stories you're putting together. It's more emotional. It's more impactful, and the couples are almost always like love it. Like they
Really?
almost are always happy about it. Um, I think I've only had one instance where the couple's like, "Hey, could you just change a couple things?" And it's not been a big deal. Um, but then real estate, that's where the people are just like such a pain. Not all of them, my realtor friends. You're not all pains in the only a couple are real bad. Um,
We won't say names.
yeah, we won't say this. No. And then for the video aspect, I was wasting so much time editing real estate videos and putting my other, because those have to be done in 24 hours, or 48. Whereas the other projects like weddings, they take a couple weeks to actually like make. But I'm like kicking the can down the road, and I'm like, crap. I've made some nice money with real estate, but I fixed it. So now I have a real estate editor for video, and then I have a way better workflow for photo, so I can just crank it out. The next step is for me to start hiring guys to go do the shoot because I'm getting burnt out.
Yeah.
I need to focus on just go ahead.
I was gonna say, I brought you talking there made me think of one thing. Is in this book, Leadership by Brian Tracy, he talks about what is the number one thing that you, Evan, should be doing to benefit your business, and then write that down.
Mm.
And then what is the second most important thing you should be doing to benefit your business, and then write that down. And then do the same thing with the third thing. And those are the three things you need to focus on. The rest of it, you got to delegate to someone else.
Yep.
So
Yep. It's so true. Yeah, I could rattle them off honestly for you. The biggest thing right now that I need to focus on is the networking and advertising. So networking with, and I'm making steps for it. I'm part of this association, WIPA, at WIPA.
okay.
It's the Wedding Industry something association, right? And,
just guys getting whipped and
I don't know. I've only been to one, so but it's just like a bunch of people in the industry. They come and just like they all network and chat and stuff. And I've met a few people, so I got to continue to do that. And then I need to get my wedding side of things like more out there because I don't post enough. I don't do ads as much as I should. And then what was the third thing? The third thing is kind of just like general admin of like, how it's like working in your business versus working on your or like working as an employee versus working on it. So improvements like brand design, website stuff, and processes. Processes is a huge one to save time. I want to get Claudebot working for a mini Mac Mini. So it's Claude AI, right?
Okay.
And you download it locally, so it's like not using the internet. So you can control your data. So it's not sharing your data with everyone else or with like the system, their system. So you have it internally, and you train it to do the things you need it to do. So when I receive an email inquiry, I want it to say, "Hey, I got an email inquiry. Here's the response I've made based off of the inquiry." And the link and everything's attached. So I don't have to do any of that work. I can review it and just press send instead of having to go through and like manually do everything. I'm just like making the process swifter. Because especially when I do start getting like hammered with inquiries, it's a lot. Like then it takes away from my time doing the other things that I need to do. So I would say those three things is what I need to do.
I see. So like the AI system's almost like hired help in a sense.
Yeah, it's like hired admin work.
Okay.
Yeah, which is nice. Sending contracts, doing all that stuff. Prep or like a lot of prepping contracts because a lot of stuff is custom. So yeah, that's nice. But it's been a fun thing to do. I've been using just my phone, super easy, just my phone and like my laptop for calls for couples and other clients. And I set it on record, and then I can copy the transcript, put it into ChatGPT, and it'll give me a client-facing review email that I'm like, it's just so helpful. Then everything's out there, everything's shared, it's recorded. Oh, yeah, that's been a huge benefit. Do you do anything like that for clients?
Just chat, like just
calls, right?
Like Chat GPTs, like pretty much like I send invoices and stuff, and like for like my estimates, I used it like me and Sheldon did too for another job. Like, what's a professional way to make it look? Because like, there's a lot of contractors out there. They just say, "This is the cost. Here you go."
Right.
No
There's
description, no nothing.
yeah.
It doesn't like break down. This is materials, overhead, labor. Like, it's just this is what it's gonna cost.
Right.
And like,
It's not
it's
super
so
pro. Yeah.
unprofessional.
I do the same thing
You
with
know.
video clients too. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and dude, it really helps me with like making sure I don't cut value off of myself. So it takes a look at like a lot of the records online and stuff, and like what that project might cost at different levels of like professionalism or at
Oh.
like different production levels. So if it's like a one team or like a three team or whatever, and then I can send them the different types. And, oh my gosh, saves me so much time and brain power
Yeah.
to be like, I just like, yeah, that looks right. Send it.
I'm smart as shit.
Yeah, sort of shit. That would have taken me like a couple hours to prepare, and instead it's
Yeah.
just like a couple minutes.
Or, or situations. Like, have you ever tried that? Where like if you're in a situation with, it could be anything, a family member, customer, like I've typed in full on situations where it's like, okay, I'm in a weird situation where the
Yeah, we
customer
have
is
done that.
doing this and I'm doing
Yeah.
like, what is a way to talk to them about this? And then it comes up with like prompts like, oh, here's a professional, here's more of an aggressive way, here's a polite way. And like sometimes I'll connect and correlate all three of
Yeah.
them together in my own way and send the response.
Yep.
For example, one time I had a customer, I sent an estimate like almost a year, and then he finally messaged like, "I'm ready." Like, what, dude? Like,
Yeah.
hold on, two things.
Yeah.
Things have changed, and like that was expired, and so
Yeah.
I was like, "What's a way to say this so I don't lose the customer and not upset them or anything?" And
Yeah.
it was
Because
like,
so
yeah,
much can be lost in just in a text or
yeah,
email. Man, I do the same thing. And even like what you were saying, like even in just personal lives too, mostly professional, but like you'll get something, you're like, how do I say no? A lot of it's
yeah.
no. How do I say no without pissing people off and
Uh,
setting clear boundaries?
yeah. Boundaries. That's an interesting thing. Yes, that is also something I've been recently learning about.
Boundaries is
Boundaries.
it's a
Yeah.
that is an art form that I am also learning. Boundaries with especially real estate clients.
Oh yeah.
Those they'll text me at like midnight. I'm like, obviously my phone's on silent, but then the next morning I'm like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
They text me through the weekend on Memorial Weekend and stuff like this past weekend. I'm like, I'm not responding. I can't.
Yeah.
Usually I would past Evan would. I'd be like on that. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you can wait till the next business day. I need a
Mm-hmm.
break.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I kind of playing devil's advocate here. Like,
Yeah.
there's some of those workaholics that work through it and they don't realize it. Like I worked this Memorial Day,
Yeah.
and then I was like trying to call studio yards to get prices on things. Like, no one's answering, And then
Gosh.
like, and no one was on the road either. I was like, man, this is nice. No traffic. And then finally it clicked to me. Like, oh, duh.
Duh, it's a
Today's
holiday.
Memorial Day, and all these people were like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, probably like,
You
what's going
know?
on? It's hilarious. I did
Yeah.
work a little bit yesterday, just editing, because I felt super. Do you get guilty if you don't work on something? I get
It
hella
depends.
guilty because I'm like the fidgety. I'm
Oh,
like,
you get anxious.
I'm just like, I should
Yeah.
put a little bit of time into that film right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because yesterday we kind of treated it like a holiday a little bit. Um we went suit shopping for our wedding that's coming up in August. So I went and we did that and we had some lunch and stuff. So it was pretty like laid back. And then yeah, when we got back, I was like,
Yeah.
hop in really quick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And you get like a good self esteem when you get stuff done. So it's like, yeah.
It's its own kind of addiction for me
Yeah.
too.
For me, I have no problem taking it easy.
Yeah, that's good. You're
Like,
sweet.
yeah. And then like Sheldon's the total opposite. He gets super anxious, like
Hmm.
that he's got to do it. He's got to finish it, has to have it done. But then where that loop happens is then you're constantly working.
Yep.
And then the burnout happens. And then not only that, especially with family, like then you struggle there. But then you could have the opposite like me where you're not getting anything done, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
get out there,
Get out there.
And so like that was something I had to learn to start the business.
Did
But
you go like starting? How did you get yourself out there?
everything so far has been word of mouth.
Right.
And one thing too is like with Shannon, he's so well known in the barn industry that a lot of people knew me because of that.
Mm.
And a lot of them would enjoy me like working for Shannon. Like there was a customer, we call him the blue guy, because like he was weird. He was like from
Everything
California.
blue.
Everything was blue. His
Interesting.
shoes, his shorts, his shirt, his house. We built a
What?
blue RV.
Is that around
Beautiful.
here?
Yeah, it's actually just down the
I
road,
want to
believe
go
it or
see
not.
it.
Yeah, and so he had us do this like
Interesting.
blue privacy fence because he wanted a skinny dip with his wife,
All right.
and like he was very nitpicky about things.
Yeah.
And he personally set up cameras to watch us work, like just an interesting person. But like
Interesting.
I was just applying stuff I learned from the Seven Habits book, and respecting him and trying to seek to understand and
Yeah.
a lot of things. And he would even try to come aggressive at me a lot of times. And at this time I was a foreman before I
Right.
was a superintendent. And so I just had the one crew, and Shannon was in and out. And
Interesting.
he was struggling with him. He was like that cowboy mentality, like I'll kick your butt. He's
The
like, I
blue
just can't.
guy.
Yeah, he's like, I can't be there anymore because I just want to kill this guy.
Interesting.
So he's like, I'll talk with him on the phone, but Clayton, you got to handle with him.
Right.
And I handled it really well. And towards the end, when the project was done, he came up to me and he gave me a couple $100 cash as a tip. He's like, look, I really appreciate how you dealt with my crap. He's like, I'm sorry I was that way, but you handled it very well. He's like,
Dang.
your boss, though, I hate him. And I was
No
like,
way.
okay, but
Okay.
that's like the different
You're able to
mindsets.
work with difficult people easily,
Yeah.
or at least with some patience and some understanding. Yeah. Interesting.
And so there was a
That's
point.
huge in business, honestly.
Yeah, there was a point I was trying to get to, and I done lost it.
The blue guy. We were talking about how you got yourself out there, word of mouth.
Oh,
We're talking about a lot of
that's
stuff.
right. Yeah. So typically that
Gotcha.
is
So just working,
yeah, people.
and then people liked you, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you should use
Yeah.
Clayton." Okay.
Or it's
And you
like
still don't have a website, do you?
no.
God,
I
I remember telling you about that like a year or so ago. Like,
so
show
how
it.
you're like really good at computers and stuff, and I'm like not.
dude, I could literally, if you want, I could literally pay me a couple $100. I'll literally set it up for you. It's
Yeah.
not hard,
I'll have no problem doing that,
dude. It's
too.
not hard.
Yeah.
Just
I would
show it.
love to give
website.
you a couple $100.
Give me a couple $100.
Because oh, dude, I struggle with it.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any media either of like
Just Facebook.
you working, like photos
Oh.
of you working, headshots, stuff like that? Okay, you've done.
Yeah, some. Believe it or not, that kid that was helping me,
Yeah.
he had more of an understanding of that stuff than I did. And so, like, I would always catch him on his phone. I was like, "Don't get off your phone. Like, what are you doing? Like,
like
I'm
doing
paying you to work." And he's like, "Well, can I just show you something?" And I was like, "Sure." And he made this awesome video of us, like, working. I was like,
There you go.
"All right,
Dang.
that's better be what you're doing. And send that to me."
Send it to me. I'm paying your time. I own that video.
Yeah, and so then I started allowing it. There were sometimes I had to snap at them, but like,
Right.
so like, and then also there's this lady named Lauren. She gave me a lot of good advice. Like, she's also into real estate and does stuff. Like, she's a cool lady. And she was talking about like, do you have videos and photos of you guys actually doing the project before the project and after? And I'm like, all of it started to kind of click with me, So I started doing stuff like that. But so I have some, but not much, because I'm terrible about being on this thing.
Right.
So, I need to be more diligent about it. But yeah, no, I would.
We could knock out some stuff. It's not too hard. You got plenty of projects you can go and visit too, and it's not. We'll get some ideas cooking. We got some interesting things.
For you, do you have like a Facebook, an Instagram, a website? Out of all your advertisements, what would you say is your number one source that you get most of your work from?
Instagram.
Instagram.
It's because I've put the most time into it. I've got like 2,000 some odd followers now, and that was hard.
Famous, bro.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Famous. No.
Yeah, can I get your autograph?
Right. But followers don't they don't transfer. They don't what's the word called? they don't turn into buying customers all the time. Sometimes they're just people who like your work, you know, and they're not actually looking for projects. So I wouldn't bother with like actual follower numbers, but the quality of what you're showing is the best. And what I've seen too, like stuff like this
Really?
is really good for showing people your personality and just like what you laugh at, what you're like having fun with, whatever. Like, because there's so many, like in my industry too, there's so many people that do it and do it well, right? Same with welding. So many people do it well. But like, would you rather do it well with someone you like or someone that's kind of pain in the butt? You know what I mean? So a huge part of it is interpersonal communication and everything like that. So I'll send you this. This will be completely free. Just freaking clip it up on your phone. This will be fun.
Heck yeah, that's
clip
awesome. I appreciate that.
Some of it maybe don't post.
Yeah.
Just keep it on my page because
yeah.
I don't know if you want that on your.
You're gonna have to do some editing.
Yeah.
Do the beeps.
I'm gonna do the beeps for sure.
Yeah.
Mark this podcast as explicit for
sure. These two
Sorry,
goons
Spotify.
in there just swearing like a sailor. You know, they sound like they got the intelligence of a wet chicken nugget.
Wet chicken nugget is terrible, dude. Cool. But cool, dude. Well, let's see. What else do we want to? We got like a couple more minutes, and then we can hop off the pod. Is there anything else we wanted to chat about? Trying to think. We talked about your business. Oh, I did want to ask. What did you like? What's your plan moving forward? So. You're doing, is there any other things other than welding? Well, first, I want to hear about your welding business and where you plan to go. What's your vision? And then anything else that you've been like having fun with, your passions, shooting, stuff like that.
I gotcha. Well, I guess I'll say quickly for the business, two things is a lot of investing. I've been investing in the market a lot. And also, I want to keep my business small to where I have one crew and do projects to where I could be there. I could still go do other jobs, do the three important things I believe.
Right.
But I don't have too much stress, you know, and not too much responsibility. Because like responsibility is your ability to respond to your environment. So the more you have, the more you got to respond.
Right.
So I'm keeping it small. And there's this guy named Tyler. He has a similar business doing the same stuff. And I like what he does. Versus like trying to grow a big business with multiple crews and take over everything, a monopoly, and have a lot of greed. What he does is he finds guys like me or these smaller guys, and it's like, hey, I can't get to this. Do you want to do it? Can you do this for me? Do you have time? And then he puts a small percentage on it, and then he doesn't do anything, and he makes some money on it. But then the customer's happy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then it's spreading the wealth, you know, and helping others, and it creates a good community. And so that's what I want to do, is I would rather have the relationships than have all the money and power and greed or whatever. Yeah. So, and I still get something out of it, like even if I mark it up 5% because I sub it out. So, but that's what I believe in, my own happiness, to where I can still be happy, still make money, and have a good living.
What were your three things?
Mine is being able to go out, bid jobs, advertisements, you know, like, dude, that's where I struggle the most is advertisements.
Me too. That's like the thing that after I make advertisements for everybody else, I don't want to come back home and do my own advertisements. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done. I'm cooked. Yeah.
I believe it.
So, bidding, advertisements, what's the third thing?
And then maintenance, you know, keeping everything maintained, you know, so it's like staying on top of all of it.
Is that something you have to do?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Now, there's some stuff where like I send it out, like the truck motor blew and I had to send it out, and that was a big kick in the nuts. Yeah, you know, like, and that was like, okay, I'm not working on that when I don't have the time. It's better for me to just do that or go buy another truck. But
yeah, the time versus the output of what you're working on is always a thing for me too. Dude, time. It's the most valuable thing ever. It's like, I will happily pay hundreds of dollars for someone to go shoot a wedding that I don't want to do.
You know, you make me think of this other book. Have you heard the book Buying Back Your Time?
No, that sounds like a great book.
It's a book about delegating. Delegating, yeah. You know, and it sounds like something that...
Dang, I'll read it. You read a lot of books, or have read a lot of books. Do you continue to read?
Yeah.
What are you reading now?
Right now I'm reading You Are a Badass. you know. So
You
it's
are
a
a badass.
thing that you are too.
Oh, thank you. That's
But
interesting. I've
yeah,
never heard of these books. I've heard
yeah,
a few, like Atomic Habits, How to Influence People type of stuff. Like a lot of the like the core
yeah. A lot of
self-help.
self-help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
We
to
need it.
call them. I like to call them truth-seeking books because they have a lot of weight and truth
Yeah.
of things, you know. Because like a lot of times we gotta need help to see the truth with things. So
Mm,
like that's how I see it. But it
like
is
it.
self. You are helping yourself. That
Yeah.
truly is what it comes down to. Like I don't watch very much TV.
You
Like this
don't?
is my TV. You know.
I'm
Like
bad at that. I
yeah,
love, I'm in the arts,
yeah,
Love a good show. Oh,
yeah.
binge. Oh.
I can't do it because like movies are okay. I can handle an hour like every once in a while. But like
Right.
TVs, like series, like I feel like I could be using my time more beneficially to like one play the guitar or go
True.
do something fun or like work on the dirt bike or or researching stuff for like firearms and
Right.
stuff and like stuff I enjoy learning about,
Yeah,
you
it's just
know.
not your interest, yeah.
Yeah, and so cuz also
Except for
there was this moment when I was a kid. I'll never forget it. I was playing this video game, you know, and it was a midnight club. I had all these cool cars, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make these cars all cool. And I'm like, but then this thought hit me. None of it is real.
mm,
It's not real. It's totally fake.
yeah.
I don't actually own those cars. I can't even drive those cars physically. The only way I could even see or mess with these is if I turn on this screen in this gaming system, and it's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm lying to myself. And it was like
Dang.
the same with like Call of Duty because I had all these cool guns and I was like, oh, those
Right.
aren't actually mine. It's all fake. It's a lie.
Damn. It's
And
a good
so
realization I think more people need to have.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, games are good in a sense of like challenging your brain,
Puzzles.
puzzle
Yeah.
solving, stuff like that. But like for the most part, time, like you said, depends how much you're putting into it. Are you watching Game of Thrones and you're like, oh man, I gotta finish this story, but I gotta go edit, and so it's
You got
or
to
like,
use it wisely, like the drug it is too. It can be highly addictive and interesting, and then such a time suck.
yeah, or in other words, it's like watching the TV, but there's playing the ukulele,
Right.
like,
There's so many other things. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Even just like going out there and swinging the golf clubs, just like
yeah,
I don't know, something where you're just like dual, like you're taking it easy, you're still relaxing, but you're like still stimulating your brain, and it's a different thing instead of
yeah,
just like
mm-hmm.
from the TV.
Yeah, you're right. And I can't do it. And even like on Facebook or YouTube, like when I get done looking at it for an hour and I just feel dumb.
Yeah,
Like, and I feel rotted, in my
that's what they
head.
call brain rot, a rot
That's right.
sesh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. And that's how it feels. And I'm like, man, I just feel like I wasted my time. Like sometimes when I'm researching stuff, it's different, but
oh yeah. I feel like researching what like is interesting to me at the time is such a it can be a waste of time too. But like for
I
me,
get
like
that.
right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like you're just dreaming about the thing. You're
Ye-
not actually going to go purchase it and like make a
Yeah.
strategic buy. Um,
Oh yeah.
yep, yep. But
You're so
like
right, dude.
I've caught myself when it's like, oh, I really want to buy this camera, but and then I research the crap out of it. Find the best one, find the best lens, everything, and then I just put in my cart for later because I was like, I can't do it. I can't justify that
Well,
cost right
that's
now.
dude. This is expensive equipment, like
Stupid.
yeah, but it's
So
super
dumb.
cool and it's very nice, and your setup's very nice too.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
I like it.
it's
It's
fun.
very
We're working on it.
yeah.
It's good.
I like it, and the
But
puppers likes it. Yeah,
Puppers likes it.
yeah. But look at that. That's another thing. Instead of watching TV, you could be playing
We
with
have
the
the
dog.
dogs. Yeah,
You know.
doing our French ring. Did I tell you about that? We do our French ring club now. We have our
I don't
own.
know.
Yeah,
Is that the
it's
French ring? Is that where like the dog biting stuff?
yeah, where
Or
the dog bites me.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you've seen my
mentioned it.
Instagram, right?
I don't have
You gotta
Instagram.
follow. Oh, you don't have Instagram.
Dude, literally the only social media I have is
It's
Facebook.
Facebook.
I don't have Twitter. I don't have Instagram. I
Should
don't.
make you should make a business Instagram
Nice.
and then link them, so you don't have to go back and forth. You just post to one and it goes to the other automatically for your business, for advertising.
Yeah. No, I'll take that wisdom.
Do it,
Sure.
and then you can check out my stuff. Subscribe.
That was the mentoring thought behind all.
Yeah, I want you to get it, so you can check out my stuff.
Oh, and I definitely will, because that is crazy stuff. You know, I talk about you a lot. To
Really?
A lot of, like, buddies and customers. As a
I've
matter
been hearing
of fact,
my little tingle over here.
Yeah,
Dude, talking about me.
Especially like when it dog stuff. Like I always bring you and Allie up, you know, and or like the project back there. I'm like, oh, I did this once. But like even I was on the phone with a buddy. He's going through some stuff. He lost his mom, and dude, the way everything went down was not good.
Yeah,
you know, and
ugly.
he's struggling, and you know, we got to talking about stuff. But then I got to talking about you randomly. You know, and it's probably because you were thinking of me, and then I was thinking, like,
probably.
yeah.
And then I called you later.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you want to do a podcast?
Yeah, because we were talking about dogs and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I got a buddy. He's crazy. He does the dog biting stuff.
Nuts.
He was like showing me photos. He's like, dude, he's got huge bite marks on him. I was like, I mean, I got no room to talk. His cojones are bigger than me, you know? Like, you know? Dude, I don't know what I would do if I saw that dog coming at me.
Running full speed. Dude, I got to show you a video after the podcast.
The one
I got flatlined on one dog.
Oh, man. There's one I remember you showing me, and I was like, dude, it threw you like a rag doll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Florida, dude. Just took me by the little bit of his teeth and just bang.
Yeah. You know, I've done some jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, and I don't think I've ever been thrown like that.
Dude, it's nuts.
No.
If you want to do it, you're welcome to come.
Hey,
Get in the suit.
you know?
Just bring a cup. No, I'm for real. That's my one rule. Just bring a cup. Did I tell you about that story? Dude, here's the story. I don't think I've told this on the podcast. This is great. So when I was learning French ring, I was, you know, a noob, so I don't make the right choices for gear. And I bought I bought a medium-sized cup. Like a youth medium. And I was like, yeah, that's about right. I was not right. So I was doing the basket, which is like an object guard, right? So the dog has to guard an object, and you try and steal it from the dog. Well, the dog comes out, my cup goes to the side, and it goes right on the couch, dude. And I just go, oh.
That's it?
Wait. And then I wave to the person. I'm like, whistle. And that's not even the right thing. I'm like, get the dog off. And the dog freaking does a nice last tug. And I'm like, oh. And I just collapse on the ground. And I'm like, because it was through the suit. So it still protected me from punctures, but it just hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Just in a vice. And I have never gotten checked out. Hopefully I'm still okay. One's a little higher than the other.
Never got checked out.
But yeah, that's my rule, because
Oh my
you have to have a cup. There's so many decoys that have been like newer decoys that were training with me, and I was like, you don't wear a cup? Are you insane, dude?
Yeah.
Some of these dogs, you know, that don't have good technique will just go straight crotch. That's brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Even our two little this is such an dude, we're training them right now because they have such a bad habit of like demanding, right? They want the bite, so they know they can't bite, but they demand it, so they muzzle punch you in the groin, sorry. Just like bang over and over, and you're just like, correct your dog, help. But they're getting better now, so
yeah,
they're just a little, I think it was a phase.
Yeah. It's a phase. I don't know, like, about that, because like
Just
for
do
me-
once. Just do it once.
I'll do the bite once. I'll do it once,
Not
but
the
like
groin.
I don't know about if I get hit there, like dude. See, for me, it's like a total system reboot. You know, like I'm down. Dude.
That's why you have a cup, dude.
Yeah. Like even with a cup, dude, I feel like
Really?
I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Extra
The few
sensitive
times
down
in
there.
my life that I've experienced being punched in that area or kicked. Dude, there was one time in 6th grade, I broke up with a girl and she straight up kicked me there, dude.
Kick you in the
Yeah,
groin?
just on the sidewalk.
Oh.
Dude, and I
That's
just
kinda
like,
hilarious.
I just laid there. She stormed off crying. And I'm just, dude, I couldn't move. I missed the bus, dude.
That's a tough day.
It sucked. My mom was mad at me. Dude.
Can't get anything right.
That's how I felt. It's just like I was trying to do the right thing. But
That's hilarious.
yeah, dude. So it's like just I don't know. My brain's telling me bad news,
Yeah.
you know. So
Just past experiences.
yeah,
Oh,
but yeah,
that's
no, I
funny,
would
dude.
actually that would be a cool experience. I feel like
it's
to
fun.
do it,
Just do it
you know,
once.
and then I
you
could
can
just say I did it, you know.
took a bite from a dog before. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Do it.
And then I bit the dog.
Oh, that was a good sesh.
That was
All right.
fun. That was
We'll
fun.
have to do this again. This was
Yeah,
good.
that was fun.
We talked
I
for hours,
appreciate
dude.
that. We did? How? What time
We
is it?
could talk for hours.
Oh,
We talked for exactly an hour and 17 minutes.
oh, that's good. That's a good number.
All right.
So
See you guys on the next one.
that was cool.